Seen something like this yesterday, but we're going to look at this again today. That's the man, quit eating, whatever you eat. It's all over your hands. Go spit it out and wash it. Go get a tissue and go wash it. I can see it all over your mouth and your hands. Go. You got 5 seconds. Go. Go get a tissue and wipe it off. There's stuff all over your face and hands. Now, Marquise. Alright, you gotta know I'm wasting my time, so I still feel disrespectful response. Okay, did y'all see something like this in English class yesterday? Yeah. Alright, so y'all started your narrative writings yesterday. Alright, now, we are also going to be doing a narrative writing in this class as well. But instead of doing the same prompt, we're going to figure out another prompt that has to do with history, okay? So, before we get started, let's just review the different parts of a narrative writing. The first part is a character. Anybody remember what a character is in a narrative writing? Use that reference sheet if you need to. But can anybody tell me what a character is in a narrative writing? Let's all track Akari in the back in 3, 2, 1. Help us out, Akari. Tell us a quick sentence, please.
Narrative writing, a character is a person or people with inside of.
Okay, there are people inside of your what? Inside of your writing. Okay, so they are the people inside your writing. They're your characters. These characters have personality traits. They have maybe things that, like characteristics that have things about them that, you know, maybe they're strong, maybe they're funny, make them act a certain way. Alright, but those are basically what a lot of times your story is going to revolve around, is your characters doing something, saying things to each other. What about the setting? Who can remind us of what the setting is? Once again, use your reference sheet if you need to. Alright, Leroy. Okay, is where the story takes place. It's not only where the story takes place, but what else? What's the other W? The where and the what? The when the story takes place, okay? So, where and when the story takes place. When we do this, Cameron, please sit this way. When we do this, we want to make sure that we're writing so that our reader can just close their eyes and listen to the words that you're saying and be able to picture what you're saying in their head, right? They want to be so descriptive words that we can just set out this setting so they can envision. Alright, what's next? We have our major problem or conflict. Somebody tell me what our major problem or conflict might be. I need more hands in this. We have a sheet here. Let's turn to the back of the page in 3, 2, 1. Hands off your head, off your hands. Alright, Taylor, help us out. What's our major problem or conflict?
A major problem or conflict is like, say for instance, the second picture of the thing, it's like a bad guy. That's the problem. You try to catch the bad guy, and the bad guy being like evil, and it's a problem. So it's like the problem of the story. Like it's Superman. The bad guy was a problem. We have to solve.
Okay. Alright. What else can we add on to that? Problem of the story. Alright, but everybody look at that underlined words. Those 2 underlined words we have in there. Come on in, guys. Take a seat on sound, please. We're looking at this back of this sheet. Take a seat on silent, Cherry. Okay, look at this 2 underlined words. This part of your narrative describes a problem, conflict, issue, or experience that is the most important occurrence in the entire story. Alright, so this is what the most important thing that happens in your story. It could change the entire story. So most likely be the climax of your story. Okay, so everything's going to build up to this. It's a big event. Alright? And then finally, what about the resolution and reflection? Resolution and reflection. Let me hear from somebody at this side of the room. Darius, if you need to, look at your sheet, but tell me what the resolution and the reflection is.
The resolution is the part of the story that tells
me to?
It is also where the character will think things about their experience and express their thoughts about their entire situation.
Okay. So in movies or even maybe in life, when y'all do something like maybe you do something really dumb, right? And you really mess up. Alright, or you do like this big stunt on your bike or something like that and you crash, scrape up your knee and all that stuff. Maybe afterwards you're thinking, man, I don't know if I should do that anymore. Maybe I need to start being a little bit safer when I go out and ride my bike. So wear my helmet next time I go out and do that. Okay, so you're reflecting on what the event that happened. That's what we're going to show our characters do in our story as well, reflection, as well as the resolution, where they fix that problem. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. Hang on, Curry. So we're going to move on into looking at our own prompts. So everybody please flip over to the side that says narrative writing, pre-writing reference sheet. Everybody please flip there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Cameron, I need you there. Alright, awesome. Taylor, you need one pencil. Take out one pencil for the rest of the way. Okay. So at the top of the sheet, we have our very own prompt. It's different than your writing prompt that we had in our English class. So let's go ahead and look at this. I need everybody to sit in swag and their finger pen or pencil on the word prompt. In 3, 2, Darius, Q, Travis, and 1, 0. Alright, Jemiah, can you please read us our prompt, at least that first line of the prompt? Actually, hang on one second. So before we get started, I want y'all to notice that I have my anchor chart. It looks just a lot like Miss Hill's up here. So our first step is what? Q, what's our first step to our narrative writing? A little bit louder. A little bit louder. Come on, Q. What is it? Thank you, Q. It is to read the prompt. So let's do that, Jemiah. Can you read it for us?
Early humans during the Stone Age had a wide variety of experiences because they were constantly challenged.
Okay. Ricardo, can you finish it off? Right?
Write a narrative of an early human and their companion during these travels on a big hunt of a dangerous animal.
Okay, now these bullet points are still part of the prompt. So I need everybody with their finger, pen, or pencil on that first bullet point. I need your finger, pen, or pencil on that first bullet point in 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, first one. Be sure to use descriptive details, figurative language, dialogue, and transitions to write your Use knowledge of the Stone Age to help you decide what actions or materials your character would use in their journey. And number 3, your narrative must include. Your narrative must include an exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution, and reflection. So, we've read the prompt. We've done our first step. That's an easy one. Who can tell me what our second step is? Can someone read this for me? All right, Cameron, read to us our second step. Is that the prompt? All right, thank you, Cameron. So, we need to now not only reread the prompt, but we need to make sure that we highlight specific characteristics that we are required to have in our story. Narrative writings are great because we have a lot of freedom to create our own story, but there are certain things that we need to include inside of our story and that the prompt requires. Do you have a pen pass? Do you have a pen pass? Do you have a pass to take away Americans? Okay, go. You should. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have 5 seconds to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and my phone switch directions. So, let's all look at our prompt once again. I need y'all's arms out of your shirts, boys. Alright, now let's swag guys. Okay, now let's look at our prompt. Now in this prompt there are specific things that we are required to include in our story. Can anybody, actually, let's do this. Turn and talk with your partner about what you're required to tell about your setting of your story. What is your setting of the story supposed to be about? Okay, so look at the prompt and find what your setting of your story needs to be. And go ahead and, actually, yeah, let's just find it in our prompt and find what our setting needs to be in our story. Let's take 30 seconds to do that. Finding what our setting needs to be inside of our story. Alright, so I should hear y'all talking about what the setting is of your story. Nope. What does it need to include? What does the setting need to be about in your story? Look at the prompts. Ten seconds. 9, 8, I'll hang it up over there. 7, 6, 5. What should the setting include in your story? What does the prompt say about your setting?
Yeah, mine. Yeah. I'm gonna be at a pool station.
All right. Bring it back up here in 3, 2, 1, and 0. I need arms all the way out of your shirt. If I have to tell you that again, it's going to be the disrespectful response. Next time it's insubordination. Journey, same with you. If that jacket's on your body again, that's going to be disrespectful response. Next time. Okay, so what does our setting need to be in our story? Where does the prompt tell us about our setting? What does the prompt include about our setting? Nero, help us out. Alright, if you couldn't hear that, he said that it needs to be in the Stone Age. Everybody look right here. Use your knowledge of the Stone Age. So let's go ahead and put a box around Stone Age. Can everybody do that on their papers? In 3, 2, 1. Put in a box around our Stone Age. And I'm even going to label that setting out to the side.
What?
I'm going to label it setting, and I'm going to put a box around Stone Age. Please do that, Taylor. I'm going to come around and see if everybody's done that for me. All right, Taylor, let's put it in the mirror. Shouldn't have to wait for you to do that. Thank you. Label it setting as well. Don't just put a box around it. Let's label it setting as well. Alright? So our story needs to be made in the Stone Age. We know a lot about the Stone Age, but we need to make sure, so there's a lot of different parts of that. We need to make sure our story is based around the time and place of the Stone Age. Alright, Darius, as an American figure, please sit this way. Okay, now what does what does the prompt tell us we need to include about our major problem or conflict? What could our major problem or conflict, what does it have to be based around? Turn and talk with your partner about what your problem or conflict should be based around. What event should that be based around?
It should be around.
Where does it say talk about what our major problem or conflict is? No, Travis, don't tell me no, you're just not even trying, buddy.